How's it going, guys? So we're here, and this is the first update of Rust leaving early access. If you haven't seen my video or all the announcements before, basically what this means is from this point forward, Rust now costs $35. If you bought it before now and already own it, then you're not gonna have to pay more or rebuy it or anything weird like that. You got it for whatever you paid for it, okay? I've never heard of anyone increasing the price of something already purchased and then charging you more. That's weird. I don't know why so many people think that's a thing. But anyways, that's not a thing. Now, before we get into the beautiful changes to the world, which you can already see, there's been a massive graphic overhaul. There's just been some brightness and life brought back to the colors in Rust, and it is amazing. What we want to talk about is a couple of little changes here. So, one thing before, when you went to research, you didn't have a chance to experiment and to get ammo types. If you haven't seen the experimenting, it's basically you put in that scrap and you begin experimenting, right? Well, beforehand, you couldn't get ammo, which means, you know, it was kind of a pain. Well, now you can. You can get all ammo types, including rockets with a tier 3. Ooh, we just got a rocket launcher. Fancy. But anyways, that is a nice little fix there. Tool cupboards also had an issue where it seemed like they were eating high quality metal. They said this was attributed to the fact that it wasn't properly showing how the decay on doors was working. So if you have high quality doors, you're going to need some high quality in there to upkeep those doors. This is now accurate, and doors will accurately decay. That might not sound like so it's a great thing to some people, but hey, at least it is something fixed, right? Now, here's the big one for everyone. The frog boots are back. They are their own item. If you purchased Rust before today, then you got them for free for just playing the game. You'll notice they'll pop up and it says you have one new item in your Steam inventory, and they are the frog boots. They are leg protection, radiation plus 5%, and cold plus 8%. They also will have a really annoying squishy squashy noise, so there'll be you know, kind of a lull factor to wearing them. But yes, they are back, guys. That's the frog boots. You craft them just like you would any of the special side items, like all this Christmas stuff. You just go ahead into clothing, you'll see them pop up here as new, and they cost 1 tarp to make. So there you go, guys. The frog boots are finally back. They are here, and they're there to stay, which is pretty awesome. We also have a new item called Pickles. It's a joke off of Helk's Pickles, which was a charity, the Rust charity by Rustified for charitable Rust. It was a joke that was running between Bugs and Helk, and while they became a real item, eventually there is going to be food preservation in Rust, but this is just kind of added. It's an item you can find in the world, just like the candy bars and such. And they got a nice little title: Cucumbers in a Vigor Bath, jarred by an amateur, aka Helk. Eat at your own risk. Well, what's that mean? It means that if you eat them, you do have a chance of getting botulism. Yeah, that's always great, because we always want some botulism. Oh, looks like we were lucky. Okay. Well, as this beautiful sunset happens, we're going to go ahead and pause, and we'll be right back, and we're going to sail around and look at the new beautiful world. One other thing before we move on and check out the new terrain, the AK now has, well, actually all weapons have less sway. What's sway? Well, as you see, the longer I hold here, the gun starts to kind of move around. Well, if you're just tap firing, you don't get that sway anymore, so it's a little bit more accurate when you can, you know, aim at something while it's moving. If you're tracking someone, it's not going to sway until you've held still for a while, like this. You see, now it's starting to move. But if you're just like this, it kind of just stays where it is. But you also notice the AK now has a little more recoil to it. This is something people have been asking. They're saying the AK is way too OP. If you're spamming it, there's now more of an S to it. Of course, you know, it's always something you can still learn the recoil pattern and try to keep it more centered. But it's definitely got way more of a horizontal, which is hopefully a little bit helpful to people. Of course, everyone's saying, oh, well, you know, the scripts, this and that. Well, don't worry, Facepunch is still working very hard at finding a way to get rid of cheaters. Everyone's saying, well, you guys say nothing, it's super quiet, you know, we feel like you're doing nothing about it. And I mean, they're banning hundreds of people daily sometimes. If you really feel they're not doing something, you should really follow the Rust Hack Report Twitter, where, I mean, it's just this person banned, this person banned, this person banned, but it's still so easy to get copies of the game and come back. I understand that as a player. They understand that as developers, and they're working on stuff in the background. They don't like to share it because they're just giving the upper hand to the people making the hacks. So that's kind of something to keep in mind, and, you know, just cool off a little bit. They know it's a problem, and it's something they want to fix. It's just not that simple to fix, because, you know, the hackers, well, the hack creators are always one step ahead of trying to keep everything going. So they're kind of working on stuff in the background. As they put it, just because you don't hear anything doesn't mean we're not working on something. So anyways, let's go take a look at the new beautiful train. So Rust has seen a graphics overhaul. Like I said, the main thing here is the Rust team has actually made their own trees. They're no longer just basic Unity assets. By doing this, if you haven't seen the update about it, it actually makes the trees a lot less performance heavy. So you'd think these beautiful new trees, wow, it's probably going to kill my performance. Well, I'm rocking at 96 to 98 frames right now on mostly beautiful settings. And, well, as you can see, the world is definitely beautiful. And it just looks so much better, really. The coloration, the new plants and everything, and this isn't yet done, okay? This is still something that's going to be fixed. And one of the big things here, though, is Ocean has been made a lot better. Look at it here. It doesn't exactly have that huge green tint anymore. The water's a little more clear and beautiful. You'll notice in rivers as well. But check out these beautiful forests now. You've got these beautiful ferns and plants everywhere. There's all these, you know, the mushrooms fit in, the mossy rocks. And it's just these really thick, dense forests that just look beautiful. And we found, oh, a bunch of deer just spawned in there, all taken off. The one thing I would love to see with some of these trees is the return of that, like, redwood biome from way back when. And if we could just have trees that can't be chopped down, and you can actually build in a permanent forest, that would be something really cool. But we'll just have to see how that kind of stuff goes. And all the biomes just look absolutely stunning. It's great. Just kind of fly around. Look all these deer in clusters. That's weird. But yeah, the game is just so much more beautiful now. We'll go ahead and fly on into... Let's see, what do we got? New change of biome kind of right here. You got the palm trees and the desert kind of popping through. If we head deeper into what turns into the actual desert, got a nice little oasis going on here, which looks great. And of course the cactuses and everything. Got kind of like a little jungly look with all these ferns and the trees. It's actually more of a tropical deserty kind of look, which I think is really nice. And yeah, everything's just absolutely stunning. It looks really nice. I think what we're gonna do is go ahead and mosey on over. Let's see, where is... There's the snow, so we'll continue to fly over, kind of get an idea. Got these beautiful fields with flowers. We'll head off on over into the snow. Even flying quickly like this, I'm still actually popping in around, jumping from like 80 to 90 frames. So I mean, there's a big jump right there in between, but I'm moving really fast. I'm clipping around. Let's see, is there actual snow somewhere? Look at this. I mean, it actually looks really beautiful. And I think there's a little bit more color that has popped into the world, which is nice. Here we go, some proper snow biome. Let's see, the new trees look beautiful in the snow. Get into this kind of like little snowy area here. Yeah, look at this. I love this because you've got like this tundra look right here, which is just really cool. This is one of my favorite new things, which is why I used that screenshot in the thumbnail. But yeah, they've just done this massive, beautiful overhaul. And it's really nice. Last few couple changes, the scientists have been merged to the Face Punch official servers, but it's still a toggleable option for anyone else. Certain servers like Rustified said they're holding off on merging the scientists quite yet because they're still not 100% there. Face Punch has merged them to all official servers, however, to, you know, get some solid extra testing into them. They've been adjusted to where they no longer have laser sight aim and they now suffer from aim cone. That's right, the hated aim cone is now an issue for the scientists. So they should no longer be sniping you from who knows where, glitching through walls and killing you from nowhere. They are still only at the military site. That eventually will change once they get things kind of rocked together and much more solid. So I'm pretty excited to see that, see how people react properly to the scientists now that they are there. And that pretty much covers it, guys. So Rust is out of its early access. Don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited about that. What it really means is that Rust will have monthly updates to the main branch, and as you'll see, there's now a separate staging branch if you haven't noticed already that you can download. That is the test branch. That will update weekly or daily whenever they need to with new stuff. So that is where the fun is, to try out the new stuff. Then once a month, they'll put all the solid, pretty well finished stuff into the game. So that means our next update to actual Rust will be March 1st, starting from now. So it's going to be, you know, whatever the first Thursday of every month is. It's sticking with that, just like the wipe cycle, but now that is also the update and wipe cycle from now on. So that covers it, guys. Please go over and leave a new review for Rust. All previous reviews are now left under the early access tag, which means you can now leave a new review of the more finished, completed Rust. Of course, it's not near completion. They're not stopping adding things, and things like electricity and horseback riding, food preservation, backpacks, all sorts of crazy stuff, electricity and more traps and so forth is all still going to be a thing. So go ahead and go leave a preview, go leave a review, go leave some love for the Rust devs, and thanks for watching, guys. I will cover whenever there's significant updates, but at the very least you'll have a monthly Rust update video from me. I'll most likely continue to do weekly ones as long as there is weekly content worth covering, like let's say they merge the chainsaw into staging. I will definitely be doing a video on that, so don't worry, I'll still be here, no problems there. Thanks for watching, guys. Please leave that like, check off that bell notification if you haven't already, and we will see you next time. Remember, if you want the extra details, the dev blog is linked in the description below. Leave me some comments about how you feel about the changes to Rust. And I forgot one very important, significant change. Barrels now have 2 scrap instead of 1. So it has doubled the amount of scrap you can get. That is pretty awesome. That's something people have asked for. And it is a good thing that is added in. We'll see you guys next time.